Bitterly cold air across central and eastern Kentucky. Now we track an increasing snow threat for Wednesday and a possible bigger storm that follows that.
More than 2,000 people are in downtown Lexington to celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
A group of volunteers driving around the city searching for people in need of clothes and shelter in this extreme cold weather.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Amber Philpott reporting. Jennifer has the afternoon off. Take a look. This is a live picture now of downtown Lexington. Bitterly cold air is back in the Bluegrass State, and with it, we are seeing some dangerously cold wind chills. This air is kicking off a week of some harsh winter weather that features our first real chance for accumulation. We've declared a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day because of this dangerous cold. Let's check in first with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. But Chris, some blue skies out there at least today.
You know what? It looks deceiving, doesn't it? It looks nice until you step outside. Then all of a sudden, the frozen tundra effect kicks in. We had lows this morning down deep into the low single digits, a wind chill at -10. Recovery this afternoon into the balmy mid and upper teens into most of central and eastern Kentucky. We factor in the winds, though, and it feels like it is still into the single digits. Those wind chill numbers will grow colder yet again this evening into the overnight. Look at the forecast numbers that we are dealing with from late this evening into tomorrow morning. This particular computer model is forecasting again -5 to -10 wind chills first thing tomorrow morning. So needless to say, yeah, we're going to have to issue the old frozen pipes alert again tonight with that bitterly cold air. From there, we focus on storm system number 1. That's a snowmaker that is coming in for Wednesday. It's out across the plains right now. It's going to zip across the Mississippi Valley on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, that is working right across the Kentucky-Tennessee border with snow breaking out to the north of it. A couple of computer models that we're looking at now showing some heftier totals across southern Kentucky. These are just the computer models. That's one that is called the NAM. Another that is called the RPM, showing a general 1 to 3 inch snow. Then look at southern Kentucky. You've got some 3 and 4 inch totals coming from the computer models. What do I think is going to happen? I've got your first call for snowfall for the Wednesday storm system, Amber, and I have to concentrate on Wednesday first and foremost. Then we've got a bigger storm that is lurking for Friday and Saturday, a winter storm threat when I return in a few minutes.
Yeah, it is one at a time, Chris. Thank you. Thousands brave the extreme cold to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. today. The annual Freedom March took place this morning in downtown Lexington. As WKYT's Mike Linden tells us, he talked to those marching who say our country has come a long way in promoting King's ideals, but there's still a long way to go. It's our top story at 4.
Even with brutally cold temperatures, more than 2,000 people are in downtown Lexington to celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Ready, guys? Ready to go. Let's roll. All
right. It was a year for extra layers, hats, and gloves at the Lexington Convention Center. Organizers say in the more than 40-plus years of the MLK March, it has never been canceled due to cold temperatures. The more than 2,000 people marched through downtown Lexington for nearly 30 minutes.
We shall overcome someday.
Despite the single-digit temperatures and sub-zero wind chill, marchgoers say the weather was never a factor in attending or not.
Dr. King has left meaningful marks in the sense of time, and I just wanted to be a part of the history, to be amongst the few people who celebrate this day in honor of him.
Organizers say for future marches, if temperatures are once again quite cold, that in the words of Dr. King, that they will overcome. In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
And march organizers say postponing never crossed their minds. Before the march, about 1,500 people gathered for the annual Unity Breakfast at Heritage Hall. Community members came together to discuss Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream for peace. The Unity Breakfast chairman says the dream hasn't been realized yet, but unity will help make it happen.
The unity coming together of all of us from different backgrounds, ethnicities, whatever identification that we have, that unity is basically saying that we are all human beings and we all are deserving of equitable rights.
The events concluded with a program that began at 11 featuring several speakers, including actor Danny Glover. You'll hear from Glover ahead on WKYT News at 5. A group of volunteers were out in the cold all night trying to make sure that others stay warm. The compassionate caravan drove around downtown Lexington looking for people in need of winter clothes and a warm place to stay. Last night was the coldest night so far, and the group's goal is to get everyone inside and avoid losing another life. Earlier this month, a homeless man froze to death here in Lexington. Volunteers say no one in need will be turned away.
We're asking everybody, if you're seeing somebody that's out there, please call us or the police. Let's get them in out of the cold.
Well, that number for the Compassionate Caravan line is 859-913-0038. Organizers say you can call or even text that number. We are working on a number of other stories for you on WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us now from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Hello, Sam.
Good afternoon, Amber. In this bitter cold weather on this Monday, important to have the right winter gear on. Unfortunately, not everyone can afford the essentials like hats and scarves and gloves. These scarves tied around trees and posts in Lexington's Phoenix Park, just one example of how various groups are coming together during these dangerously cold temperatures to help people in need. One of those groups, Operation Wash Away Homelessness, passed out dozens of scarves in downtown Lexington last night.
I never know, but one day I might need help. One day I might need a hand or, somebody to reach out to, and I would just hope that someone would be as compassionate.
The group is planning another scarf giveaway this month. If you would like to help with that or any of their other events, we have a link to their page on our website on WKYT.com. Frigid weather conditions like the ones we're having right now that are dangerous and deadly, especially for people who don't have safe shelter from the wind, and single-digit temperatures. In Moorhead, for example, city leaders have opened a warming shelter to help protect those in need. The mayor says even if one person shows up, they'll keep the shelter open as long as they need to. We'll have more from Moorhead on WKYT News at 5:30. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Amber, back to you.
Sam, thank you. Be prepared for winter weather and traffic with the WKYT Weather Plus Traffic app. You can download it for free in the app or Google Play stores. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. As the clock winds down, the campaigns ramp up in more ways than one. And with just 2 weeks until the Iowa caucus, the claws are out on the campaign trail. Diane Gallagher has more now from Washington.
The closer it gets to Iowa, the more the claws come out at Sunday night's Democratic debate.
Secretary Clinton knows that what she says is very disingenuous.
The candidates didn't play nice.
I'm not sure whether we're talking about the plan you just introduced tonight or we're talking about the plan you introduced 9 times in the Congress.
The gloves are off on the Republican side as well, with campaigns for the Florida friends turned foes duking it out on the airwaves.
We all see what's happening. Jeb Bush is desperate and spending millions on false attacks.
Marco Rubio, just another Washington politician we can't trust.
As the candidates clamor for support in Iowa, where the latest polls show a dead heat between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump, Cruz today cautioned voters that Trump is, quote, no Ronald Reagan, as the real estate mogul, courting evangelical votes in a speech at Liberty University, took shots at fellow candidates on both sides of the aisle. While at the same time across the Atlantic,
the first petition has been signed by more people than any other in this parliament.
The British House of Commons actually debated banning the Republican frontrunner from the United Kingdom due to hate speech, referring to Trump's calls for a travel ban on Muslims entering the United States. And with just a fortnight to go before Iowa's caucus, the ugliness on the campaign trail will likely get worse before or if it gets better. In Washington, I'm Diane Gallagher.
Apple is planning to phase out its free iTunes radio service at the end of the month. iTunes Radio launched in 2013 when Apple debuted iOS 7. It allows users to listen to playlists and stations that are automatically generated like Pandora and Spotify. iTunes Radio will now be absorbed into the Apple Music subscription service, which costs $9.99 a month. Holiday sales were not as high as expected. According to the National Retail Federation, sales rose 3% in November and December. That That is below the 3.7% increase the group originally forecasted. But online sales exceeded expectations and grew 9%. The 62 richest people have collectively as much wealth as the 3.6 billion people who make up the bottom half of the world's population. The study draws from the Forbes annual list of billionaires and credit global wealth data book. Back in 2010, it took 388 ultra-rich individuals to own that portion of global wealth. Oxfam also reports that the top 1% own more than everyone else combined. A separate report last year from the Pew Research Center found that poverty worldwide has fallen by nearly half over the past decade. It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. It's cold season, a time when many of us experience the sniffling and sneezing from the common cold. It turns out Americans suffer from more than 1 billion colds each year. Martha Shade has the best way to prevent it and treat the virus.
We all know the symptoms: a sore throat, sneezing, and a runny nose. Colds are all too common this time of year. But a new review from the Canadian Medical Association contains tips on how we can fight back. The researchers looked at results from 67 trials and found that good old-fashioned hand washing may be the best way to prevent catching a cold. Studies in children found that those taking zinc had fewer colds than other kids. The researchers say that adults may benefit as well. Probiotics may be helpful to ward off colds, but vitamin C, the gold standard of cold fighters, did not seem to help the average patient, nor did echinacea. So what happens if you do get sick? Medications like ibuprofen and acetaminophen help relieve the aches and pains, but they will not make the cold go away any faster. And almost all colds are caused by viruses, so taking antibiotics is not recommended. Cold symptoms usually go away in about 7 to 10 days. If you aren't getting relief by then, see your doctor. It may be more than a cold. For today's Health Minute, I'm Martha Shade.
A new study shows having your tonsils taken out can help adults who suffer from frequent sore throats. German researchers tracked more than 100 adults who had their tonsils removed and found they had fewer sore throats, doctor visits, and work absences. In Texas, researchers say challenging the brain can slow cognitive decline. During a 14-week study, some older adults learned quilting and digital photography, while others just sat around and talked. Researchers found that those who learn new skills improve their memory and ability to understand words.